Alright, Akim. Shalom, Shabbat. Today we're going to talk about how Christ is not a Christian. Right? Remember share the videos, right? Share them on YouTube, Facebook. Okay. Yourself how to share new videos. Yourself how to share. Alright. Right, so Christ was not no Christian, right? Of course, you all know what Christians do. Christians is child molesters. Christians is what? Thieves. Christians is what again?
Yes, so like I said, Antichrist.
Antichrist. Right? Christians don't believe in God. Right? They don't believe in the Most High. You see? Right? Christians just what? Take the tithes money. If you have an issue, they say, well, go and pray about it. Go and pray about it and ask the Lord. And of course, if you go and pray about it, and ask the Lord and it didn't happen, what they going to say? Well, they don't have enough faith. That is why. Right? But Christ wasn't like that. Right? Christ used to actually go and work. So go and help. You understand? The precepts you're going to bring out later, you know, with the 5,000 people who he helped. He don't tell you 5,000 people, well, I'll go and pray, I'll go get fish and bread. Son? So, I'm going to bring out a little bit about Christ as not a Christian, right? But before I go into that, I want to just explain that you must be taught the Bible. Right? There's a lot of people who believe that they can wrap a piece of cloth around their head. Right? Go in a corner, sit down, read the Bible, and say, right, I understand the scripture. Right? Some people believe they could just smoke weed and get high. Right? Sit down, read the Bible. I don't know, and they could believe what they're reading is right. Right? But according to the Bible, even Christ and all was taught. Right? Even Christ himself was taught the Bible. Paul was taught the Bible. Everybody must be taught the Bible, right? So you Christians out there who believe, you know, you just smoke some weed and get high and you read the Bible and you understand it. No. You just want to understand the Bible. It's from the priests and the prophets in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. Right? So somebody give me Luke chapter 2, verse 46, right, to 47. Right? You must be taught this Bible. Right? Right? Inside here, nobody don't feel. If I read a scripture, I say, all right, this is what it means. No. You must go through our channel first. If I feel it what it means, I go and ask the captain. Captain say, right, yeah, that is what it means or no, that is what it means. He go ask the general to make sure if it's true, no? You must go through our protocol. Right? Yeah.
Book of Luke chapter 2 and verse 46. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions.
Right. 47? 47?
Verse 47. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers.
Right. Luke 2. So you were sitting in the midst of the doctors, right? You all know what's the doctors, right? who's the doctors? Right? In this context, where is the doctor? Are they talking about?
So, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is it men who was teaching the law at that time? Because the Pharisees, Sadducees, I don't know if it's like the doctors that comprise like all of them, like all the religious leaders, or it's just a particular sect, like the Pharisees alone.
Pharisees and Sadducees, right?
Okay.
Doctors, somebody who like master the law, right?
Okay.
And of course the letter law.
Okay.
And that's like a doctor, right? So you're both hearing them and asking them questions, right? So you're both hearing them, so you're listening, learning, and asking them questions. Right? So Christ was taught the Bible. The only difference with Christ had the Holy Spirit in him. So he understood the Bible. That is what went on with Christ. Christ having the Holy Spirit in him, he understood the Bible. Right? Even though he was taught by the doctors. He was taught by the doctors, but having the Holy Spirit, he understood the Bible. Alright, so in Acts chapter 5 and 34. Right? The nice class is Christ is not no Christian, right? Just want to show that you must be taught. You must be taught. A lot of people believe Christ is a Christian. If Christ was a Christian, I'd have done kill him for child molestation or something. Like what them bishops and them doing. Alright? So alright, go. We're at Acts chapter 5, verse 34.
Book of Acts chapter 5 and verse 34. Then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee, named Gamaliel,
Gamaliel,
a doctor of the law, and in reputation among all the people, and commanded to put the apostles forth a little space.
Right, so they stood up one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor of the law. Again, a doctor of the law is somebody who mastered the law. Right? So Gamaliel was a Pharisee, he's a doctor of the law. So you get that clear, right? Everybody understand that, right? Gamaliel was doctor of the law. So give me Acts 22, 1 to 3. Acts chapter 22. Okay. Yeah. You got it. Acts 22, 1 to 3.
The book of Acts. The book of Acts, chapter 22, verse 1. Men, brethren, and fathers, hear ye my defense, which I make known unto you. And when they heard that he spake in Hebrew, in the Hebrew tongue, to them, they kept more silent. And he said, verse 3, I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Sicilia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and was zealous toward God, as ye all are this day.
All right, so you all know who's talking here, right? You all know who's this talking here? Who talking here?
This is that's the Apostle Paul.
Right? Apostle Paul is talking here, right? And then verse 3, when he says, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, where he was trying to where he was explaining at the feet of Gamaliel.
Or was he trying to explain that he was brought up under the teaching of Gamaliel? He was taught by Gamaliel.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, he was saying he was taught, right? That's where I'm basically it. Right? So it's like just like how we sit in a classroom here, you know, and the teachers in front of the class, they see in the teacher's feet. And so it's just a way they were seeing his feet. You understand? So as you were saying here, he was at the feet of Gamaliel. Right? I mean, he was taught. He was just taught by Gamaliel. Of course, we just read before, Gamaliel was a doctor of the law, Pharisee. Right? He's a doctor of the law, meaning he mastered the Bible. Right? So Galatians 1. So Paul was taught by Gamaliel, right? Right? Christ was also taught by doctors, right? Pharisees and Sadducees. Right? So give me Galatians 1, 11 to 12.
Galatians chapter 1, verse 11. But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. For I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Jesus Christ.
Right. Right. So who could explain that? Who could explain that? Yeah, I card. Yeah, the card is there.
Okay. I think, what he was trying to conclude was that some of the stuff he was teaching the brethren, he was saying that, you know, this was not something that somebody taught him or what he did that Gamaliel's feet. You know, this was something that was taught him directly from Yahushua. For example, in other things, you know, the breakdowns that he given them, it wasn't something that, you know, that he was taught by others, but from Yahushua.
Right. So, right. Anybody else? Anybody agree with them? Anybody else? Would you agree? You all agree? Yeah. Yeah. The first thing first, when a Christian reads this, what would a Christian think? That Christian read this. Right? Yeah.
I believe when Christian read this, he would tend to think that nobody would not teach him the Bible.
You're right. You could just smoke some weed, get high, or wrap some cloth around your head, sit down in a corner and meditate, read the Bible, and boom, you go understand it. Right? So now from what I just Christopher I just gave all you know, you must be taught and stuff. What other thing this mean? What is this? And what I'm trying to say here, right? What Paul trying to say here? What Paul's saying here?
Yes. So like yes.
Yeah. Where Maka?
Yeah, what is Paul I'm trying to say for me is that doctrine that you receive, the doctrine that you teaching or are taught, is not the doctrine of men, but it was passed down from Yahushua.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yakada, what you was saying? How you were saying something?
Exactly. I was saying that I was thinking more of the instance of when your house has spoken with Damascus. Usually, process that time of learning, you get some revelations and stuff. That you learned, and if you don't Gamaliel, just at that time, some of those things were revealed, we understood. Some of those things like that.
So to break it down in a nutshell now, we know Paul was taught by Gamaliel. Then I say here, he didn't receive it of man, but by the revelation of Yahweh Shai, right? Or Christ. So how we would word that? So you know he was taught by Gamaliel. So how we would say that now to explain the scripture? Anybody? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Anybody? Yeah, let us all.
Yeah. So if I may, sir, I'm not too sure if I have it right? But the influence of men, or by the precept of men, is not how Paul received the understanding of the Spirit, or what the scripture is talking about. He received it by the Spirit, or the influence of Christ. So that's the way he received it, not in what men would like to portray and what they would think. The doctors at that time, but really the Spirit that Christ showed and teach the disciples on down. That is how Paul got the revelation by Jesus Christ, by his reputation, by what he taught.
Right, so Christ taught him the Spirit that he lost, so what Gamaliel taught him. Yeah, Christ taught him the Spirit that he lost, so what Gamaliel taught him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got what the letter.
Right, so that is basically how you go with this, right? Neither was I received it of man, neither was I taught of it, but by the revelation, right, of Yahweh Shai or Jesus Christ, the world knows him, right? He was taught by Gamaliel. Gamaliel taught him the letter of the law, but Christ taught him the Spirit of the law. Right? That's what he was trying to say. Christ taught him the Spirit of the law. Right? Read from verse 6. That same Galatians from verse 6 to 8. Because of course the Christians read that and say, well, we don't need nobody to teach us because we do it on our own. Right? So if we read from 6, read from verse 6. 6 and go down to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book of Galatians, chapter 1, verse 6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into grace of Christ unto another gospel.
Right.
Verse 7, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Christ.
You all understand those 2 verses so far? Go down to verse 8. Go down to verse 8.
Verse 8, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed.
Let him be accursed. Right?
Verse 9.
No, I said, who could explain that from verse 6 to 8? Who could explain that now? Right?
Okay, so it's funny.
Yeah,
Alright.
go ahead.
Let me take a shot at this. I'm not sure if I was correct, right?
No, remember this. I'm bringing out this here from verse 6 to 8 to show that
Right.
Christians who say
Right.
you could read the Bible on your own and understand, right?
Right.
This is just to cut them and say, no,
Right.
you can't read it on your own and understand it from 6 to 8, right? So, without understanding, go ahead now and see.
Yes, sir. So Paul from verse 6, I marvel that you're so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ, right? So he marveled at that they soon or they wouldn't think to follow the same ways, the same gospel I was teaching them. They removed themselves on it. They started thinking that I could get it revealed some mysterious way of the basis, rather than the same sequence of the same spirit, the same understanding that Christ gave and leave on you. You know, so he telling them that I'm marveling that they didn't think to reflect on the way that he was taught. He liked that how I shall live and pass down to the disciples, and then they go on to the next gospel. Right? Well,
Another gospel meaning.
Okay, sir?
Another gospel meaning what?
Another doctrine, sir.
Meaning,
Christianity.
Christianity, right?
Well, the Jews, like doctors of the law, at that time would be preaching Judaism or the Sadducees would believe in the resurrection, things like that. No? Let's give an example. Or what they would fall into, or they would doubt what Christ was teaching in terms of the spirit of the law.
Right.
Alright? Verse 7, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and will pervert the gospel of Christ. So they say that Christ teach a certain pattern and they would change word and they would change the understanding of what Christ teaching to pervert the gospel for their own gain, saying to say, well, look, we was right. Or or this is not really what they're talking about here. That's why it's supposed to be listening from us and not somebody without a certificate. Like the Christians today, they would say that where you learn to teach the Bible from. We went through the white man, but they don't understand or they don't see. The enemy taught them how to teach.
Good. We'll see it. Yeah, good.
We'll see it. But though we or an angel from heaven send us or any spirit or any demon, right? Come and tell you something. Preach any other thing than what Christ leave on the earth. You understand the spirit of the law. That man or that woman, that angel would be a curse. Yeah. That person would be, you understand, a curse of Christ or what do you call it? What's the definition of curse? Like to get the register.
Oh, you know food?
No, the phone plug in into the light.
You saying though we right?
Oh God.
Or an angel from heaven see you.
Right.
Shalom, SHALAM. Yeah. He's saying though we, meaning he himself or anybody else.
Oh God.
Right? Shalom, SHALAM. Ready?
Oh, yes, sir.
No. Yeah. Hold it now. Come on, get it. Yeah. Yeah, possible. 2 kg or something, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Three different Hebrew words are translated as curse. The most common is a ritualistic formulation which describes as cursed those who violate community standards defined by God and tradition. Slightly less common is a word used to invoke evil against anyone who violates a contract or oath. Finally, there are curses which are invoked simply to wish someone ill will, like cursing a neighbor in an argument.
Right? So a curse, right? Like a curse, bad luck or something, right? Yeah. Right? Right? So that's what it's supposed saying, even if we then if people are now teaching something different, if somebody else who was in the true gospel start teaching something different, Moses or whoever, even if the angels come up from heaven and start teaching something different, we tell them, let him be accursed. Right? That means, yeah, go ahead, Tazo.
Alright, so like the best way to put or to explain the definition of curse, if I break down this verse, would it be to say that they will be the next in line or in line, directly in line to the Most High's judgment?
Yeah. Yes. Then be accused. Then be cursed. Right? Right? So Paul is saying that they must be taught the same doctrine. It can't be something different. It can't be Islam. It can't be Christianity. Right. It can't be what Judaism. Well, again, this is next. Buddhism. Right? It can't be the same laws that Yahawashi taught us. Right? He taught us the spirit of the law. That is what we have to follow Christ. As the Most High say, here, this is my beloved son, here, him. Understand?
Okay.
So give me 2 Peter 1 and 20. 2 Peter 1 and 20. Yeah.
Book of 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Right? Anybody can explain that? What do I mean by that? No private interpretation. No prophecy of the scripture. What again?
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Anybody can explain that? They can explain that? You can? Of any private interpretation. Yeah.
Knowing this first, which basically say the first things first, is that no prophecy of the scripture, anything that is from Genesis to Revelation, any prophecy that was given by the prophets,
Yeah.
or even by Yahushua, is for any private interpretation by anyone outside of the men who gave the prophecy.
Right. Right. Anybody else? Anybody else here to explain that? Or everybody to what would make us? Anybody else? Or let's what would make us? Him?
Okay, so if I'm mistaken, I think you're on point. Yeah, the way you're saying, because it's nothing different. The certain prophets gave it before in the same way, nothing changed.
Where you talk about that? Where you talk? As well. Basically, I'm not sure what I mean. There's no private interpretation, meaning there's no read over the scripture again. You can't.
Book of 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Meaning there's a public interpretation. That's what it means, right? Must be a public speaking where you could get taught, no private interpretation. Right? Not your own thing. It has to be public. Right? For people to get taught. Right? That's what it is about now. So again, tonight's class is about Yahushua or Christ. Jesus Christ as the world knows him. Right? Yahushua as in the Hebrew. How he is, right? So Christ was not a Christian. Good. Christians is what I just brought up earlier. Christians take your tithes money. You have a problem until you go in a corner and pray about it. Right? If your problem gets solved, let's say, well, your faith, you're lacking in your faith. Right? Why again Christians? Right? Christians just lie. Christians is adulterers. Christians is homosexuals. Why again Christians is
Okay, sir. Whores and murderers, because they don't believe sex is marriage, and the next thing is when they get babies, some of them, when the child young, if the child get raped, they will say that they have to abort the child, and they're not ready for that yet, and that is not God's plan, and all of that garbage, sir.
right. And yeah, go ahead, Michael.
And Christians don't love God, but they don't like to keep the commandments.
Right? Christians don't love God, they like to keep the commandments, right? Christians like to they're quick to stone her to death. For example, the precept with Mary. Right? They themselves know there's adulterers, but it was on the stone somebody to death. And Christ was no Christian. That was precept. Christ gave her another chance. But he knew plenty of people had to get stoned to death. It's not just she alone. You understand? So let's get into how Christ was militant. Let's get into that first. Let's get John chapter 18, verse 36, right? John chapter 18, verse 36. Christ was a militant man. Right?
Okay. Book of John, chapter 18, verse 36. Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence."
I read from verse 34.
Book of John, chapter 18, verse 34. Jesus answered him, "Sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me?" Pilate answered,
Right, conscious Pilate here, go ahead.
"Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done?"
Right, so you guys when that he's saying, "Hey, am I a Jew? It's your own people and your chief priests deliver you unto me." Conscious Pilate telling Yahushua that. Telling Yahushua, your people Yahushua deliver you unto me. Right, what have you done? Right, go ahead.
Verse 36. Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not of this world."
Right, my kingdom is not of this world. Right, go ahead.
"If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight,
right,
that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence."
Right, no, this the scriptures are heavy spiritual scriptures. So anybody understand 36? Can I explain that? Anybody? All right, what do you mean by my kingdom is not of this world? When you say kingdom, what do you mean by kingdom? You mean my kingdom is not of this world?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If I'm not sure if you're talking about time to rule or time for he to be the head of Israel is not at this time, not in this society.
Right. So okay. So whose kingdom is we in then? Whose kingdom we?
At present.
Yeah. At present, whose kingdom is this?
I.S.U.P.K, yes, sir.
Right. So-called white man kingdom, right? Good. So we white man's kingdom, not in the Hawashi's kingdom as yet, right? We're still building that kingdom of heaven to come. Right? So he continued and said, "If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight." Right? That's a spiritual scripture. So what in this kingdom right now, what in the white man's kingdom, what people fighting for? Yeah. Right, hello.
I don't know if this is the right way to put it, but in this kingdom, people that on top, they fighting to continue to sin, to continue to do wickedness and oppress the people at the bottom. They fighting for all the rights that openly and secretly.
Right, yeah. Okay, give me a little more clear. The fighting, right? Give me a little more clear than that. Give me the fighting for.
All right, the fighting to continue wickedness, to continue to be against the Most High, like homosexuality,
pedophilia,
drugs,
right?
raping, in some places.
Fighting for equal rights.
For equal rights, for all kind of nonsense. Right? And to murder, and to slay us, and to walk away.
Fighting for abortion, right?
Yes, sir.
What again does fight what again they're fighting for in the white man's kingdom? Any other thing?
Okay, sir.
Good.
For me, sir, the right to go into other people's land and take the gold, oil, and take the people land itself and push them into whichever corner they feel like.
Right. Right. So if this was the Hawashai's kingdom now, how would his servants fight? Remember the white man's kingdom, they're fighting for lesbianism, homosexuality, pedophilia, equal rights. Yeah. Okay, we get an example for in the Hawashai's kingdom. Our equal rights would be the men ruling and the women being treated as princesses. Right? That is basically equal rights. Understand? But here, it's different. Then we leave man and woman equal, and that man and woman can't be equal. Right? No science books in no way it can be equal. Right? So in Hawashai's kingdom, you would treat women like princesses. Understand? And we would be above ruling. Right? Because that is how the law wanted it to be in the first place, right? So again, we will be fighting to abolish lesbianism and homosexuality in Hawashai's kingdom. Okay? Again.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
We fight to maintain the standard of what the Most High said to Yahushua in his kingdom with regards to dietary law and ceremonial also, like not eating swine, nobody say about put swine into the mouth, crab, nothing like that.
Right. So you're gonna be eating things that lawful now.
Oh God.
No more pork, no more crab. So them things that we fighting for. No more touching the dead carcasses. No put on gloves. Or wrap them up in a cloth or something, and you know. There are things that we fighting for. Like this Medea. He's a man, but you just sound like a woman. Right? All them things you will be fighting for. We're going to fight to stop men just sound like women, women just sound like men. Right? All those things in the law that we just talk about, eh? Right? All those things in the law. You understand? For example, give me the precept with that what I just said there. I think it's in Deuteronomy 5 and 22. I'm mistaken. Let's just show all those things in the law. Who remember that precept? Yes, it's 5 and 22. If I'm not mistaken. It's somewhere. 22 and 5, right? Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Go ahead and read it.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
All right, so the woman shall not wear which pertaineth unto a man. Where? Well,
neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Well,
for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy power.
Right. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power. Right? You all know abomination is a disgust and a hatred. Right? So just by you putting on a woman's clothes, the Lord watching you with a disgust and a hatred. All of that you're going to fight for, and you're going to stop all of that in Yahushai's kingdom to come. And it's coming soon. And how you know it's coming soon? Because we're going on the highways and the byways teaching, preaching. All right, we're going into the ghettos, teaching them. Library zealots, we're going all around teaching them. That's how you know Yahushai's kingdom is coming soon. Understand? So give me a Matthew 25 and 32. Right? Again, Christ was not no Christian, right? Christians today fighting for abortion. Right? They're fighting for homosexuality. That's what Christians doing today. Right? Christ was not no Christian. Right? So give me Matthew chapter 25, verse 32 to 33. Right?
Matthew chapter 25, verse 32. And before him shall be the gathering. Verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a sheep divideth his sheep from the goats. As a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
All right, go ahead, verse 33.
Verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left.
Right? So again, Christians will say what? When Yahweh returns or when Christ returns, he's going to bring everybody together as one. And all of us going to live in love and harmony, eat cookies and cream, and sing Kumbaya. Right? But Christ saying here now, I'm going to separate people one from another. Right? As a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. As who is his sheep? Right? Yeah.
Sheep would be Israel.
Right? The sheep would be Israel, right? As we are the lost sheep, the house of Israel.
Yeah.
Right? The goats, of course, will be the heathens. Right? And he shall shed the sheep against Israel on the right hand, the goats on the left. He's going to separate us. Right? Because again, the scripture said that he was made to rule all nations. Right? That's in but that is Deuteronomy 4 and 5 or 7 and 6. We were supposed to make 7 and 6. Right? Who have it? Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
All right.
Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right, we are holy people unto the Lord thy God, right?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right, the Lord God has chosen us to be special people unto himself.
Above all people.
Above all people
that are upon the face of the earth.
That are upon the face of the earth. Right, and of course you all know holy. Holy means to set apart. If it sets something apart, that means it is separate. So when you see holy in the Bible, it means somebody who's separate, somebody who's not like that person. Right? We are holy people, we're not like those other nations, we are separate. The Lord set us apart from those other nations. We just to rule. Right? So again, Christ is not a Christian. Christ didn't come to bring back all the nations together as one. Bring the Chinese with the Israelites and the East Indians, and no, he didn't come to do that. He come to separate. Right? Luke, give me Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Christ was a brother too. He was a brother. You see, he used to show care. Christ, look Rowley. Rowley had a heart problem just the other day, right? Rowley had a heart problem just the other day. Rowley know our health system in a mess. Sit around Rowley, right? Fight to really fix our health system, to get it in order. He chose to fly away and go to America because he know our health system in this country is in a mess. Our health system in this country, they could only do so much. You understand? They could only do so much. So he chose to fly away. You understand? Of course, Rowley is a Christian. Right?
Yeah.
But Christ wouldn't do that. Christ would have go and make sure that not he alone get help, but everybody else will get the same equal amount of help as it should be. Understand? So give me Luke 12 and 51.
Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division.
Right? So Christ came to bring division, not peace. Right? This is Luke chapter 12 and 51.
Yeah.
Christ came to bring division, not peace. Right? Christ was not a Christian. Right? Christians was hold hands in church and what's the song that they sing in church? Oh happy day. Right? Christ didn't come to sing oh happy day. Christ come to bring division, not peace.
Yeah.
Right? He was militant as well. Give me Matthew chapter 17. It was 14 to 17. Matthew chapter 17.
God. Book of Matthew chapter 14.
So I'm 17, Matthew chapter 17, 14 to 17.
From Matthew chapter 17 and verse 14. And when they come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oftentimes he fell into the fire and often into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Verse 17. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me.
Right, so you all understand what happened there, right? You all understand what Christ, you all understand everything what happened there? Right? Well, yeah, explain what happened there.
Like I said, we have funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man, he's begging you how shy, you know, to help his son. Because he doesn't want to take all yours. And scripture can have to do. Let me see what is written here. So, he doesn't want to take all, he's been plagued by demons, right?
Right here. Mm-hmm.
And he fallen into the fire, so he's going to throw himself into the fire. When the demons have to beat him, you know? Right? They stir him up.
Right.
And off into the water. Right? So you fall into the fire and then you fall into the water as well.
Yeah.
Oftentimes. Right? Verse 16 saying, and I brought him to thy disciples, and the man brought a somebody lunatic to his disciples, and they could not cure him. Right? Verse 17, then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, because the disciples had doubt, you know what the see Christ doing that they could do it. They doubt and they couldn't, and they wasn't able to do it to cure the man's son. Or the cast out the demons out of the man's son.
Mm-hmm. But in verse 17, again, if we read it like a Christian, right? This is why I was saying Christ was not a Christian, right? Christian go read this like Christ, remember Christ speaking here in red, right? In verse 17, Christ speaking here in red. They would be like Christ talking like, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? But no, if you understand Yahushua, as the scripture says, he's an austere man. Christ was serious, he was angry with them then. You understand? So he was speaking out in a militant way. O faithless and perverse generation, how long can I be with you? Right? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him here. He was angry at them, like how Yahushua was speaking. You understand? But again, the Christians, when you have that Christian mind, Christianity It's really a mark of the beast, Christianity. Once you had that mark in your forehead, everything that you read in this book, you won't be deceived. Right? If you this way I get Luke 19. Who are Luke 19? Somebody are Luke 19. Anybody have it? Yeah, read 21. Just read 21.
The book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 21. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that which thou didst not sow.
Right, so the scripture is saying Christ is an austere man. And if you look up at him, he's somebody who's strict, serious, stern, an austere man. Right, that's the kind of man that Yahushua was, or Christ was. All right, we read from verse 26 to 27 now. Is that same chapter in?
Verse 26. For I say unto you, that unto everyone which hath shall, for I say unto you, that unto everyone which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him.
Right, of course, this is Yahushua speaking in here, because it's in red. It was Christ speaking here, because it was in red. Go ahead, verse 27.
Verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Right? You understand the kind of man Christ was now? Right? Christ said, bring him here and slay them before me. Right? Or kill them before me. Right? Christ was no Christian, right? A Christian won't talk like that. Right? Go into Luke 22 and 36. Chapter 22 verse 36.
The book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 36. Then said he unto them, but now, he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one.
Right, he that hath no sword. This is, again, he was in red here. Is Yahushua speaking, or Christ speaking? Saying, he that have no sword. Sword is something you used to fight with. And that sword is used to something that you defend yourself with or kill someone. He that has no sword, let him sell his garments, sell his clothes, and buy a sword. Son, this is the kind of man that we serve. This is the kind of man that the Christians don't tell us about. Right? This is who Christ is. He's a militant man, a stern man, strict. Right? So I'll give you Matthew 13 and 10. Matthew 13. Yes. Christians want to save everybody. Christ was different. Christ didn't want to save everybody. You know? Right?
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10.
Yeah, down to 15, right? Go ahead.
And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is given. It is not given. Verse 12. For whosoever hath, him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. Verse 14. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing shall see, and shall not perceive. Verse 15. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have closed, lest at any time they should see their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
Right? Anybody want to explain that? What happened here? Anybody explain this? What's going on here right now? First thing first, he was speaking in parables to the multitude, but his disciples, he wasn't speaking in parables. Right? So his disciples say, why are you speaking to them in parables? Understand? Anybody?
As you say in verse 10, say, and the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? You know, he was teaching at that time the multitude. So the disciples asking them, Hey, why are you talking to these people them, and they really coming straight forward to them now?
Right.
And he answered and said, verse 11, unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries. Because why talking here? I already talked about all in now. So when I talking to them now, all you already understand what I talking about, but them ain't already understand because all you're rolling with me. To know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. So all you know, this is what will not take place. Meaning to say, this kingdom of heaven, mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but it is not given unto them. So I already explained earlier, this is the path that all are going to walk. People are going to come up against all here, because all those say all is madmen, because all are talking something different from with them here in the Christian church.
Right. So the verse 11, right? Basically, in a nutshell, he didn't want them to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven. That's why he talking parables. Right? And then when they read from verse 12 and down, he explained why. Right? So they asked him, why you're talking to them in parables, but to us in not talking in parables. Right? Because it is given unto others to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, talking to the disciples, but to them it is not given. How shall I didn't give them that? That's why he's talking to them in parables. Okay? For whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. Right? But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away, even that he have. Right? Therefore speak I unto them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Right? We from verse 14 continue when they
verse 14.
Yeah.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive.
Go ahead.
For this people's heart is wax gross,
Right.
and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed,
Right.
lest any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
Right. So what how shall I say in verse 15? What he basically saying there? Some people's heart is wax gross. Right? Some people's heart's evil, wicked. Right? The ears are dull of hearing. Right? And the eyes have closed. Right? This any time they should see with the eyes, and hear with the ears, and should understand with the heart, and should be converted, I should heal them. So what he trying to explain there? What how Shari trying to explain? He's saying some people's heart wicked, wax gross. Some people has evil, wax gross. Right? They don't understand, but if they understand, and I just explain it, I would heal them. So what he trying to explain, remember we talk about the parables, right? Talking to them in parables. But they don't understand the parables, right? You gotta just talk to them in plain to make them understand. But he ain't talking to them in plain, he's talking to them in parables. Right? Basically, what really going on here, Christ didn't want to save everybody. Some people are so wicked and evil in their heart. Christ didn't want to save everyone. That is what's going on here. That's why he's talking to them in parables, so they won't understand what he said. So therefore, they won't get converted and be healed. You understand? If he talk to them plain, where they can understand, they will get converted and be healed. Right? It's our next one in Mark. I don't know if you might understand that one more better. Mark chapter 4, verse 10 to 12. Mark 4. Small. Yeah. So happy you could read Mark 4 and 10 to 12.
Book of Mark chapter 4 and verse 10. And when he was alone, they that were about him, with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables, that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven of them.
Right, so I don't know if you all understand this one better the other yourself. Right? So he's saying, by seeing they may see, right, and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, least at any time they should be converted and the sins should be forgiven. Right? So what's really going on here? Christ talked to them in parables, so he didn't want to save everybody. Some people that they're so wicked and evil, they had to get punished for their sins. It's basically about what was going on. Right? Some people are just so wicked that they had to get punished. Christ seeing that, he's like, nah, you have to get punished. Right? Let me talk to you in parables. Let me talk to them in parables. Or they had to get punished. Or they are too wicked. You understand?
Like I said,
Yeah.
is it because one of the things is that they see him, but they didn't care. So instead of he going and pull and bring it down to them and showing them exactly point for point where it is, because the plane they don't hear and see. You leave them to get the punishment because they're not honest, they're not truthful in how they operate.
Right? That's one. Go ahead and repeat that. Go ahead and put that on as well.
Like I said, right? Tell me, right? Is it because the people on them, right? Because they're pretending that they're not seeing or they're hearing. Instead of trying to breaking it down and showing them point for point certain things. We say, well, since they don't want to hear, since they don't want to see, right? And acknowledge these things that I'm doing, I will leave all them. If them that sincere, I will teach them everything. Straightforward.
Yeah, there are some people there. They're just too wicked. And there's just some people they're just too wicked because he could have explained to them,
Right.
and they could have understand, and they would have been healed.
Right.
But they're just so wicked, they just choose not to.
Right.
Some people just had to get punished for their sin.
Okay.
Some people have to get punished because they're just wicked. Right? Again, Christ is not a Christian.
Right.
Christian might want to try and save everybody, even though you're wicked. Even though, white man enslaved you. And so nah, let me forgive him, let him come in the kingdom too, That's what a Christian will say. But Christ knows some people are just wicked, they had to get punished.
Okay.
So we're talking to them in parables so they wouldn't understand.
Okay. Like I said,
Yeah.
and is it because not because the Christians so forgiven, but they always have an ulterior motive. That is why they are to get punished. It's not because they truly love everybody or they want to forgive, it's because they either want to be accepted for benefits or for some other reason. So they always have an ulterior motive. That is why they do what they do. Christians do what they do.
Well, Christians do what they do because there's Christians. Follow after the white man, follow after the mark of the beast. Right? And the things that they've been taught was the wrong things. So, they believe that the Bible was made for everybody. And how could the Bible be for everybody? And Christ in the Bible say he come to save his people. Right? When you look up who is his people, is talking about the Israelites, not the whole planet Earth. And John 3:16, it wasn't talking about the whole planet Earth, it was talking about one race of people. Right? Israelites. Right? Give me John 15:19.
John chapter 15, verse 19. If ye were of the world will love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you.
All right, you all understand that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, somebody explain that now. Of the world, what do you mean by that? John 15.
Yeah, so I guess the first verse, if ye were of the world will love his own. So if you're about the things of this world, want a hand to join in hand, want to be equal with everybody, following all the doctrines and philosophies of this world, the world will accept you for that. The world love everybody, the world ready to hear that. Everybody equal, the world ready to hear that. But because ye are not of the world, because you're going contrary to the doctrine at this age and this society, right? Because you're not of the world, right? Salakia. Yes, Salakia. But because ye are not of the world, right? But I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. But now you're going up contrary to the system, you're going contrary to the doctrines of Babylon the Great. So the world is going to hate you for that. Okay, when they talk against homosexuality, child molestation, you know what I mean? They're going to say that the Israelites are the greatest people and what's supposed to be above all nations of the earth. We're going to hate you for that. Go contrary to the world system.
Right. So I always remember there's some girl in the world. And she's how to say it, lesbian. Right? She say out of all the man she ever meet in life, I is the only one who told her what she doing wrong. Right? Everybody else says what she doing good. Everybody else says the only person who says she's doing something wrong. You understand? So we not in this world, right? World that Makar just says homosexuality, child molestation, abortion, and drug abuse. They're trying to legalize marijuana right now. And that's going to be a whole different topic. What again we're trying to
Equal rights, men and women.
equal rights,
Gender rights.
Right? They're trying to abolish the age of consent. Right, yeah. So again, because we're not of the world, right? Because we are against those things, we are against Tyler Perry and them putting on women clothes. You understand? We are against homosexuality, against abortion. The world going to hate us. The world is going to hate us because we are not of this world. Right? So, you know, again, we have to endure it until Christ returns. That's what we have to do. All right? Give me Luke 9:23. Luke 9:23. Right?
Luke chapter 9 and verse 23. And he said unto them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me.
Right? So you all understand that? What I mean there? That Luke 9 and what?
23.
Anybody could explain that? Luke 9 and 23.
Yeah, God.
Where am I?
Well, in a nutshell, so you're talking about, you know, putting your flesh on that and following your house side, which is doing everything that the scriptures talk about.
If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Right?
Every day.
Right? Take up the cross daily and follow me.
Every day refuse to eat pork, crab, lobster, shrimp.
Right?
You know.
And I'm reading verse 24. I'm so what?
Verse 24. Chapter 9 and verse 24. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it.
You could explain that, verse 24. Explain that, so what?
Yeah. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So, if you continue to walk after things that the society need to say, you're partaking in eating all your unclean pork, lobster, crab, and shrimp.
Yeah. So you're eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster.
Yeah.
It's saving your life.
It's saving your life.
Right.
But whosoever will lose his life for my sake, so you're losing your life by following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God and Yahweh. So you're losing your life there. So you no more you're enjoying no pork, lobster, crab, and shrimp. So you lose your life to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God.
What could be a good precept for that in the Apocrypha?
Yes, yes, Baruch 4:1.
Baruch 4:1, let me hear. Baruch 4:1.
Yes, Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Yeah, that's solid, yeah. No, give me a scenario now in the Apocrypha that would describe who will lose his life for my sake. The same shall save it, right? This is what I get, I think it's in Maccabees 7, I'm too sure. I think that's with the woman and the 7 sons. As I believe all of them had died, right? Was them eat pork and all kind of thing and nah. Of course, this is the Apocrypha. This was taken out of the Bible, 1700s, right? Reason being, if this Apocrypha was still in the Bible, right, a lot of people would not have been, how to say it, effeminate, as some people are today. Because when you read the Apocrypha, it was mostly how to make men be men. It was militant men, as in the Maccabees, what we're about to read here, you know, the women teaching her sons how to be men. You understand? If somebody will eat pork, let them cut off your tongue, let them kill you. Right? In today's society now, with all the Apocrypha and reading the Bible, right? So again, I thank the Lord for the men in the I.S.U.P.K. Really bringing out that truth. Right? So imagine you just reading the Bible and the Apocrypha not in it, and you are Christian. Right? Somebody tell you eat pork, or they go kill her. You are Christian, you say, yeah, give me the pork, I go eat it. Give me the crab, I will eat the crab. Right? Because there's a lot of things that is unlawful in the Bible. Pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, wagon, unlawful. Catfish unlawful, shark unlawful. Again, duck unlawful, rabbit unlawful, stingray, iguana, manikou unlawful. You ain't supposed to eat none of those things, right? But as a Christian, you go say, all right, if I go dead, I go eat it. But when you read the Apocrypha again, surely the Apocrypha, this is the Apocrypha that was taken out of the Bible, right, in 1700s. They didn't want men to be masculine men again. They wanted to abolish that. They wanted us to be feminine and become homosexual, just like all them priests in the Catholic Church. Well, let's send all them little children and them, right? So I'm here. Go ahead. Who have it? Maccabees 7.
Second Maccabees chapter 7 verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the Lord to taste swine's flesh, were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said, Thus, what wouldest thou ask of us, or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than transgress the law of our fathers. Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body. The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. 5. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire, and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, The Lord God looketh upon us in truth, hath comforted us, as Moses in his song, and witness in their faces, declared, saying, And he shall be comforted in his servant. Verse 7. So when the first was dead, after this manner, they brought a second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with a ear, they asked him, Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? But he answered in his own language and said, No, wherefore he also received the next torment in order, as the former did. Verse 9. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou, like a fury, takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall rise us up, who have died for his Lord, unto everlasting life. Verse 10. After him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and the right soon, holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, These I had from heaven, and for his laws I despise them, and from him I hope to receive them again. Insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Now when the man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in the like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, It is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection up to life. Verse 15. Afterward, they brought the fifth also, and mangled him. And looked he unto the king, and said, Thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible, thou dost what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High. Verse 17. But abide a while, and behold, his great power, he will torment thee and thy seed. And after him, they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore, marvelous things are done unto us. Verse 19. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished. Verse 20. But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Verse 21. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language,
filled with courageous spirits, and stirring up for womanship, towards with a manly stomach, she said unto them, I cannot tell how he came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it that formed the members of every one of you, but doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man, and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, as you now regard not your own self for his Lord's sake.
Right? They could stop that. I think it's going straight on to verse 32. Right?
Okay.
So again, that was the mother. She was telling them, you know, how to be men then. Right? How to stand up and don't eat those pork, crab, and shrimp and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Right, give me Isaiah, somebody, Isaiah 11. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1 and 1. Let's see this. Isaiah 11 and 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, and the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, and the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord.
Isaiah 1, right?
That's down to verse 2.
Yeah, verse 2 there.
And,
Read back verse 1 again.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots.
Right. Anybody understand that?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
For me, right, this is speaking about Yahweh Shai, sir. Prophecy of Yahweh Shai. King who the Most High promised will always have, that David will always have to sit on the throne.
Alright, so you could explain it? Yeah, so come on, how shall we can explain it? And they shall. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yahweh Shai will come out of the loins or the same family lineage of King David himself.
Alright, so who's Jesse?
Jesse is King David's father, sir.
King David's father.
Okay.
And so go ahead in verse 2.
Verse 2. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, and the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, and the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord.
Well, and the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding. And where's the precept for that wisdom? Anybody know the precept for that wisdom?
Like I said, that one in Job, I don't know if there is one.
In Job 11, yeah.
So like I said, I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but
there is
Job chapter 20, verse 28. So like Job 28, chapter 28, verse 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding.
Yeah, that one's good. Anybody else have anyone?
Like this, is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 22.
Wisdom of Solomon 7. Let me hear it.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 22. For wisdom, which is the work of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding spirit. holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to good, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be lettered, ready to do good.
Yeah, that's solid. Anybody else have any more? Anybody else have any more? Is that from wisdom? Anybody else that dies it?
No, so like I said, I want that paraphrase. I think I only have a couple of the beginning now. I was done with discipline.
Alright, give me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and 5. Wisdom. What is that spirit of wisdom?
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it.
What is that you reading there?
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5.
So, right, if we continue, please. Continue. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a nation, this is a great nation. Surely this great nation is a wise and an understanding people.
Right, so you all understand that, right? So back in Isaiah now, what it was? Back in Isaiah, okay? We were talking about the wisdom in Isaiah 11. Who was it there? Verse 2. Isaiah 11 2. Where?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 2. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the
Right.
Spirit of counsel.
Right, so we all know where's the wisdom now, right? Right. Just read in Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Right, which is what? That we just read in Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Where's the wisdom? Yeah, where?
Keep the Lord's statutes and commandments as they were taught us.
Right, the law, statutes, and commandments, right? That is wisdom. So I'm going okay.
The Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. Verse 3. And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. Verse 4. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked.
Right? You understand that, right? That's just how Prophet Sylvia how shy, right?
Yeah.
So you all going to give me Revelations 19 and 12. Revelation 19 and 12. Right?
The book of Revelation, chapter 19. What?
Right?
His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself.
Right? When they say no man knew, he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Right? Who is this talk? Who they talking about here right now? Right? Who is this speaking about? Right, they're talking about Yahushua, right? Right. He had a name written that no man knew but he himself. What is it I'm talking about?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
they're talking about Yahushua's reputation.
Right, yes, his reputation, right? Because you all know that name is synonymous with reputation, right? Right, but when they say reputation, we have to make it clear, right? Because they're saying he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. So I don't know, you could explain it more with that reputation. He himself knew. Of course, everybody knew his reputation, right? Because why? How come everybody knew his reputation?
So I guess it works.
The works that he did. Right? The works that he did. And so then, why saying here now? No man knew, but he himself. And so let me just get into some. So you give me Philippians 2 and 7. Philippians, yeah, 2 and 7.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 7. But made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men.
Right, so you could explain that? Could I explain that?
I don't answer. Amen. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Yahushua, in his example, I believe first is that he didn't make any fuss, or he didn't make it a problem to step down or to not get everything that's supposed to be his part-time. But he take down the stripes or his rank, whatever the case is, all right, and took on the form of a servant in terms of, in his position, he'd be able to tell everybody, this is what needs to be done, boom, 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 and they have to follow. When he decide for this one here, and this time, for the example, he would not do that, and he would serve. He would focus more on that, and the servant part.
Right. Anybody else? I don't know. Do you have anything else to say? You talk about that? What do you talk about? Yeah, go ahead, your card.
It's also saying that your reputation will be things that you do. 24. Also, we see about no repetition. But also, will be in context of among the things that he did that nobody did not know. You know, persons he helped, persons he healed. You know, that only he alone knew about. That could have been added to his reputation.
In this, no, because you had to read the whole thing to understand what it's talking about. He made himself of no reputation. When you read the whole of that 2 and 7, Philippians 2 and 7, you go. Anybody else? Or that? Anybody else already? Anybody saw it? Alright, well, basically something what Tazwa was saying, right? He didn't really boast. He didn't really come and say, hey, I'm king of the Jews, or listen to me. And he kept things, he was humble, never boast. So nobody didn't. That's why I say he made himself have no reputation. In the context of talking about it, he didn't boast. To say, I am doing this or I doing that. I is the king of the Jews, listen to me. Or bow down on the knees and follow me. Right? He had a big reputation because why? The works that he was doing. He had a big reputation because of the works that he was doing. Right? But he was always humble, he never boasts. Right? That's what I was talking about in this Philippians 2 and 7. Right? He made himself in the form of a servant. Right? Give me John 21. Right? John 21 and 24. Right? John chapter 21, verse 24. Go ahead.
John 21, verse 24. This is the disciple which testifies of these things and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true.
Go ahead, verse 25, go ahead. Yeah.
And there are also many other things which Jesus did, the which, if they should be written, every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Amen.
All right, so everything that Yahushua did and all, it still wasn't even recorded. Right? It still wasn't even recorded. And even if it still wasn't even recorded, he still had a big reputation. Because the word got out, that's how we know. The word got out. Right? And of course, even the little that was recorded, it was so big. He still had a big reputation, right? But when it's talking about no man knew, his name is talking about how he was, never boast, never went out. Say, follow me, bow down on your knees. I am the king. Son, so you could have done it. All right, yeah, go on. All right, you could have done it, right? But he didn't. So like, give me a Matthew 8 and 4. So I think I got one Matthew 8 and 4, 8 and 3. Matthew chapter 8, verse 3 to 4.
Book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 3.
Right.
And Yahushua put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Yahushua said unto him, See thou tell no man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them.
Right? So you all understand that, right? You all understand now the context of the reputation?
Yeah.
Right? Right there, he could have boast and said, hey, go and tell everybody at I heal you. Go and let them know that, tell them I is the king, follow me. Understand? But I mean, even though he tell him man not to say, you know, right? So of course the people went and told, right? But how he was, he made himself of that no reputation, he didn't boast. That is how he was. You understand? So I don't know. You could go back to Revelation 19 and 12. You could, Revelation 19 and 12. We say, and he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. You could explain that part now? He had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. Anybody?
It's for me.
Right.
Because they hear a name that no one knew, but he himself is he know exactly he know fully well now that the Most High show him alright. This is that, whatever the case is. You know, in what thoughts, in his reins, in his mind, his real reputation, the works that he do, and the reward for it. Because at that time, he understand fully what it really is. But I think, if I'm mistaken, at that time, he by the Most High, is it not right at the Most High? Right. Yeah, by the Most High, right? So that you're right under the Most High?
Where go ahead.
Let's look it up. Right, verse 11. I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. He that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. Verse 12, let's be verse 3 on right now, right? So,
All right.
yeah. But that time he know fully well the reputation he had. The reward that come along with it, but he give it to it, and the reward the most I give the most of us. So he would know his, so to speak, his rank and all that. We wouldn't have a clue, but he would know the reputation he had. They will still have here, well, at least I don't know. I wouldn't know. Not the full reputation that he had, but he would know. In his mind, you know, what he did and the reward for it.
Okay. Well, I just brought up earlier with the talk about read it again, and he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. Right, meaning the reputation, right? Philippians 2 and 7 we just read. Right, he made himself have no reputation, how he was down to earth. He didn't broadcast anything of what he that left and tell him don't tell nobody. He didn't boast. So that's what I was speaking about him.
Like I said, and the scripture saying that, alright, let me read that. Because that would be done already. Everybody done, the angels already done acknowledging them, you know, the 24 hours already before the true and all that, you know. So, yeah, I'll do that.
No sweat. Alright. Verse 13. Someone read verse 13, huh? Well, verse 13, yeah. Revelation 19 and 13.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 30. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Yeah?
Explain that. What do you mean by that? And he was clothed with a vesture. But what is that? Vesture.
Not exactly sure, sir.
Somebody look it up now. He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Yes, sir. This is the One Compact Bible Dictionary definition of vesture, archaic word for garments. There are some scripture references of Genesis 48, 41 and verse 42, Deuteronomy 32 and 12, Psalm 21 and verse 18. Sometimes used metaphorically in Psalms 102 and 26, Hebrews chapter 1 verse 12. When we go to like the scriptures where the vesture is, or the definition?
No, just what it means vesture. Yeah, just where it
It didn't give a definition on exactly what kind of material it is, what shape it in, you know.
So they didn't say what vesture is, if it's a garment, if it is clothes.
Yeah, archaic word for garments. It's a type of garment.
Right, so vesture garment, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what do you mean by that? His vesture was dipped in blood.
Like I said, the type of garment, if it's a vest, whatever military vest, it was dipped in blood. But the vest is like the top here, right? So, we call it thorax. So like your torso, so like the hands. Right. So like it's so the chest area. So the torso, the vesture dipped in blood. That area.
All right. Remember these revelations, right? So what revelation is about?
Okay, so
Yeah.
just more or less with the skeleton blood talking about the second coming of Christ.
Right.
So and I going to take place.
Right, yeah. So you're right. So that was trying to explain. Revelation is a vision, right? So as Professor Matthew rightly said, slaughter is going to take place, right? Vesture dipped in blood. Right? That's what is going to take place when Yahweh come back. Right. It's going to be so much a bloody place. It's cool. Come on, give us just be blood all over. Right. Understand?
Okay.
Right, so we come up to the times. Next week I want to speak about a little bit about the civilization, right?
So like I said, there's one question on the part where it's talking about the word of the Most High, like how we just saying to get over the slander. Like this is the authority, this is the word then, you know what I mean? Like when we say like that is the word straight, like that, the phrase or the verse talking about that. And when you see the like crisis or Yahweh is up there, right? It's the word of the Most High, which means the Most High said the hit, and he's the hit man there. He's the man to execute the judgment like that.
Right, like the Lord giving orders and Yahweh works.
Yeah, he's the one that, in other words, he I don't question that. He's the man, you know, that is it, bam.
Yeah.
Like in that spirit.
Yeah. Same thing in Genesis. When he gave the orders to create the earth, right. The Most High tell him what to do, and he created it. He and the angels. Yeah, right? So I just right? You don't understand that more about the Yahweh, right? I see Christ wasn't like Rowley, he wasn't like who again? Who's them those ministers' name? Rowley, who call him members. Right? Christ wasn't like our ministers. He wasn't soft. He was humble, but he was militant at the same time, right? Right? He was humble, but he was militant. Right? Right? So he wasn't like our ministers, soft and punkish. You understand? He was humble, but he was militant. Right? So don't get mistaken, even though he was humble, he was soft and punk. He was militant. Right? Sorry, give me. We're not 3 times. I just want for next week's class, I just want to start off a class with civilization. Right? Give me Genesis 11 and 1. Christ was no punk, he was a militant man. That's what he was. He wasn't a Christian. Right? He wasn't our everyday Christians like Pastor Coffee and Christians who's in the world too. You know? Rowley, call them members. Who again? Who's the other ministers and them? Fitzgerald Hines, Gary Griffith, right? Right? Gary Griffith only looking after one particular type of people. Understand? He went in when Westmoreland how much time? Once? But how much time is he down in Silots and John and Lavantil? You understand? That scenario in Westmoreland was just a gimmick. To say, all right, let me go in Westmoreland to make them feel that I'm not on the Israeli. Go ahead, Moka.
Yes, I guess that, as you say, now he went in Westmoreland once and he get thing and he go back.
Yeah. He get thing in Westmoreland and he go back. You understand? Yeah, go ahead.
Also, right now on Arapita Avenue, big place like Arapita Avenue, with these Chinese molesters and listen the place that all of a sudden they don't know who it is. That they listen up to nobody at all point. They did not translators. A best excuse that they didn't have no translators. So they charge these people and then. It's both.
Yeah, there's Christians all over.
Yes, sir. It's like, yeah.
In Christianity was just made to, you know, oppress Israel. That's all it was just made. Oppress Israel, keep us down, but again, thanks to the priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K, thanks to Commander GEN.YAHANNA, the truth coming out. You understand? The truth's coming out, man, and just now the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yeah, what shall I say, right? So I just want to next week class, just to speed up Genesis 11 and verse 1.
Okay.
You're putting time, right?
Book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
Right, the whole earth was of one language and one speech. The whole earth, right? They said earth. I noticed they didn't say world, they said earth. I mean everything, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Verse 3. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime they had for mortar. Verse 4.
Right, that was true, right? Right. So that's how I speed it up. Shinar. Today, which part of the land of Shinar could be? Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
America.
That's how I'm trying to pronounce the word correctly. Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia. This is the land of Shinar could be, right? This is where the creator of civilization could be. I believe the Mesopotamia is in Iraq. Is in Iraq, right? So, right. So next week class we go into that, right? A little bit more about the Hebrew language, right? So, with that, pass the class off to Christian officer Afbaya.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. News for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the word. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. It means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests. Not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, which is the Passover, the 14th day of the first month, which will be Saturday, April the 20th at sundown. You can find this in Exodus chapter 12, verse 1 to 51, Leviticus 23, 4 to 5, 1 Corinthians 5, 7 to 8, and 2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 17. Remind Akim and Aquatium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, like headband or scarf. All right? Yeah. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer now. With that, Emadium, stand on his knees. Right? Right, we're going to say the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shaba Shamayam. Kwadash. Aya. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwatka. Taba'a. Ratazaka. Aya. Aisha. Arataza. Kawa. Aya. Bashamayam. Natan Lanawa. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Masalak Lanawa. Kababwat Nawa. Kasalak Nawa. Kababwat Nawa. Wala. Tabaya Nawa. Anasayawan. Our shine now. Ayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Wahala. Wahataparat. La I will love him. Amen.
And in English, what he said was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. The power and the glory. Forever. So be it.
What we're going to say now is the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahushai. Wa Mayakala. Wa Alahayam. Matazabaya. Alawa. Yahanna. Ha'ala Wapyam. Yasaranyam. Akwatazayanyam. Akayalyam. Wahat Watyam. Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Tawaraman.
In English, what he said was, Blessed be Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohanna. The generals. Captains. Officers. Troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
What we're going to say now is the power structure. Yahweh. Bahasham. Yahushai. Babakosha. Natan Lanawa. Hakat. Larapa. Kal Makaya. Wakal Marawa. Hakat. Lataha. Hamatazariam. Hakat. Lahakwayam, Hamatayam, Hakak, Rakawat, Atamalia, Lagashan, Salakia, Bahasham, Yahushai, Tawara, Aman. In English, what we said was Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. We're going to say blessing structure. And bless are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death to the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. Death to the heathen. And shake loose the pockets. Of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death to the Edomites. And the nation. And the drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Fuzzy Komatazi. The gay movement. Lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. The cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirits of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in our way or try to stop us from broadcasting our word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America. And destroy them. In their strongholds. Let America shake. At the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers. And kill all the heathen. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be spread throughout the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. Going to say the blessed Israel now. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Ayashala, Wahabaya, Supar, Barak, Rapar, Magan, Hagan, Tashika. All the sisters of Israel. Kelly. All the brothers and
of Israel.
All the brothers of Israel.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the truth.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the truth.
Yapa.
Yapa.
Upataza.
Upataza.
Tazapa.
Tazapa.
Tamar.
Tamar.
Itisha.
Itisha.
To all the generals.
To all the generals.
To all the captains.
All the captains.
To all the officers.
All the officers.
The troopers.
All the troopers.
All the sisters.
All the sisters.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Commandant General Yohanna.
All the generals.
Generals.
All the captains.
Captains.
All the officers.
Officers.
The troopers.
Troopers.
The sisters.
Sisters.
The children.
Children.
Barak Napash.
Barak Napash.
Tayalwana.
Tayalwana.
Wussel.
Wussel.
Janice.
Janice.
Kinti and family.
Kinti and family.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Commandant General Yohanna.
All the captains.
All the captains.
All the officers.
All the officers.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the truth.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the truth.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Yapa.
Yapa.
Para.
Para.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Commandant General Yohanna. The generals. Captains. Officers. Troopers. Sisters.
Sisters fighting to come into the U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
Mercy upon all the destroyed of Israel.
Mercy upon all the destroyed of Israel.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Commandant General Yohanna.
All the captains.
All the captains.
And the officers.
And the officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Wussel.
Janice.
Nikki.
Kinti.
And
Kinti.
Khalifa.
And family.
Harris.
All Israel.
All Israel.
Yakar. Amataza. Barak. Daniel. Pixie. Tasha. Martin. Elizabeth. Harris.
The Bawa. All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Generals.
Captains.
The officers. The troopers. And all Israel.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
Yapa.
Upataza. Swapiala. Itisha. Tamar.
And the rest of the family.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Commandant General Yohanna.
Officers.
The officers. Troopers.
And all Israel.
And all Israel.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Tawaraman.
In the English, what you said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect loved ones. In the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it.
All right, Akim, let's give the teacher one courtesy salute. Right of Shabbat. Imadium. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah.
How about Shema Shabbat? So,
Yadad Matar. Class dismissed.